Isang malaking asam. And thank you so much sa mga nandito agad guys sa ating live. And please do not forget to like, share, and of course, subscribe and type number 3 kung nandito kayo sa ating live at active dito sa ating channel. And ako nga pala si Ose Bear na I've been here since 2017 and I've been trying to share you guys my wins and losses and since 2021. And yun na nga guys, nangyari na nga po yung ating kinakatakot nyo pero para sa akin pinredict na natin to. So we've been predicting yesterday too and tracking yung predictions natin. So sino yung nakapanood ng yesterday natin na we're gonna go beyond 100k. And ngayon nandito na nga tayo. It's because just simple reading ng mga news. Okay, so ngayon guys, I wanna bring you back to the news yesterday. Okay, so we talked about XRP. We've been talking about a lot of news as well in terms of like Ethereum. Okay, so guys, yung mga research ko din sa Meraki, kung nandito kayo at nanonood at Meraki member kayo, please do not forget to share and subscribe as well naman, no. Paramdam kayo, sabihin nyo lang awesome, or sabihin nyo number 3 kung nandito kayo sa ating channel. Okay, so guys, kung ready na kayo, okay, mag-hit na kayo ng like nyo dyan. Okay, mag-subscribe na rin kayo. Okay, kung hindi pa kayo nakakapag-subscribe at kung bago kayo dito, express nyo na, sir, also bago ako dito. Ayan, so big shoutouts kay Papa She. Wait lang guys, paano ba ito ibababa? Ayan, okay. Thank you so much kay Justine. And of course, big shoutout sa fiancé ko na pauwi pa lang. And of course, kay Papa Jesus, of course. Ayan. So, guys, sasabihin ko sa inyo. Diba kahapon natapos tayo doon sa Tor Swap eh. Okay, so ngayon may sasabihin ako sa inyo, napaka-importante at sobrang fresh na fresh pa nito. Okay, but before we go with that one, status update muna tayo sa ating account. Okay, and naganda ng bili natin sana sa Hyperliquid. We were able to really buy this at the very low. Makikita nyo naman yung percentage natin. So, around $12 to $20, no? So, yan, big shoutouts from kay Damon from from Winnipeg, Canada. Yan, big shoutouts sa mga tiga Canada. Kapitbahay lang yan. Okay, so, yun nga, we've been steadily trading to around 11, 12, 13, 14,000. Okay. So sabihin natin, wag naman sana bumalik na 7k or wag man sana bumalik na sobrang baba pa sa 10k or sabihin natin 11k because we are looking at a very make or break situation for Bitcoin. Okay, I want to explain to you guys later on. So stick around, okay? And sasabihin ko sa inyo yung gagawin ko. Okay, kung interested kayo sa magiging move ko for this, like this coming bull run, okay, potentially mag-bear market, okay, mag-stick around kasi pwede kong sabihin sa huli or pwede kong sabihin sa gitna, okay, pwede akong madulas. So, ngayon, ito ang sasabihin ko sa inyo. Let's talk about the first news for today. Okay, so tingnan muna natin yung market natin. We are still in a grid phase. Kumbaga nakaabang lang yung mga tao. And we are, okay, when we were talking about the altcoin season, we are here. Diba sinabi ko sa inyo na dito pa lang tayo kikilos talaga. Dito pa lang natin malalaman kung totoong may altcoin season na mangyayari. Okay, and if makakalahati tayo dito, we are definitely going to an altcoin season. Kumbaga parang ganun yung magiging thing natin dyan. Sir, also no, bagong anong gamit mong exchange? KuCoin, Bybit, and Mexi. So nandiyan yan sa comment section guys. Pwede nyo nang puntahan. Tingnan nyo na lang. Okay? So big shoutouts kay V11V guys. I-share nyo yung video natin guys ha. Tapos tadtarin yung heart button yan. Thank you so much sa mga nagtatadtad ng heart button natin dyan. Okay, so tulad nga ng sinabi ko guys, okay, napaka-importante ng mga news natin but I'm trying to do a recall for you guys, okay? So let's talk about the Ripple Labs first, okay? Before we go ahead and go somewhere else and magpag-usapan yung mga iba't ibang napaka-importanting topics din natin, Okay, I wanna talk about first with the XRPs or Hedera hash graph or HBARs, Swift's choice for solving the global 155 trillion cross-border payment issue. Okay, so the question there is, sino ba talaga yung kaya mag-resolve ng problem na to? Sino yung makakatalagang, okay, will be able to really pursue the solution? Okay, hindi lang basta band-aid solution. Okay, so I want to give you the summary of this whole document. Okay, medyo mahaba tong article na to, pero connect to eh. Hindi lang to dito nagsimula or natapos yung ano na to. Marami din to discussion actually sa TikTok, sa Twitter, and of course sa Reddit. So connect sila. So si XRP Ripple, okay, is widely regarded as the leading blockchain, okay, solution na pinopropose sa iba't ibang banking situation, banking transition, di ba? And being adopted by the traditional banking institutions and payment networks such as yang si Swift. So maraming nagsasabi kasi, hindi sir, also papalitan nila si Swift kasi gigil yung mga creators ay yung mga galing si Swift gusto na lumipat na ngayon, okay, na nakalipat na sa XRP, okay, for the global cross-border payments. So ito si Hashgraph actually trying to steal the limelight of the XRPL or the XRP ledger success. Okay, so sinasabi doon si HBAR daw experiencing a rapid institutional growth daw. Okay, notably in stable coin applications and supply chain. Okay, so ano ibig sabihin nun, guys? Okay, so ito na yung sinasabi ko in terms of sa how I see it at titignan ko. Okay, so gustong sumakay sa hype ni XRP si HBAR. Although okay, si HBAR can really live up to its claim. Yan, big shoutouts kay Vox, pati kay Mang Pepe, pati kay Elon Sun Ethereum or ETH. Okay, so yun nga, sinabi ko sa inyo na tinatry nito sumakay. Okay, tinitik advantage niya yung marketing ni XRP. Hindi natin alam kung talagang magkakampi to or sabihin natin, sige, okay, probably they are working with each other, kung sino manalo, both will benefit, no? So, yun, tulad nga sinabi ko, with the key advantages, okay, ito wala itong chismis, totoo lang to ha, pag magagalit. Okay, so, itong key advantages ni XRP, okay, whether you deny it or not, okay, massive institutional adoption, okay, 80% ng mga Japanese banks intended to integrate their XRP to cross-border payments by 2025. That is very bullish. Then number 2 is a payment-focused network, guys. Okay, this is very important because payment transactions have dominated the XRPL or XRP ledger for 5 consecutive quarters, guys. Okay, so mga ka-oso, kung hindi nyo nagigets yun, with a 36 quarterly growth in payment processing, guys. Sila na mediator. Okay. In other words, pinakaikling salita doon, so pag sinabing payment-focused network, mediator na sila. Sila na yung bangko ng cryptocurrency. They're trying to really set the stage for the massive, kumbaga, kung tiyatawag na pag binuksan mo yung water dam, okay, si XRP naka-ready na para saluhin yung tubig. Okay. So, ito na yung sinasabi natin. Okay. Meron siya tinatawag kasi ano ba to? Dito balik tayo para makita niya. So, meron siya tinatawag na technical superiority. So, si XRP, okay, offers a near instant na tinatawag. Pero sa HBAR kasi kaya din niya yun eh. Okay? And lalo na pag nagsabay-sabay yung trades na tinatawag, okay, sabihin natin, or execution of transaction, sabay-sabay sila eh. Okay, sabay-sabay sila. Okay. So, pag nagsabay-sabay sila, dito natatalo si XRPL. Okay, pero ang problema kasi kay HBAR, lumalaki ulo niya. Yun na siya. Yun na. Kung ano yung claims niya, yun na siya. Hindi na siya makaangat pa. Okay, parang sinagad na niya yung kaya niyang gawin. Okay, si XRPL is a continuous progressing. That's why it is becoming the dominant player or key player in the market. Okay, so next is yung ating high profile endorsement. Ang dami nag-i-endorse kasi sa XRP. Okay, even the Institute of International Finance or IIF na nandoon sa podcast and lately doon sa naging parang Senate hearing, nabanggit yon. So, in-endorse nila si XRP as a candidate for SWIFT or credible SWIFT alternative. Okay, isipin niyo yun ha. Okay, si SWIFT kumakaltas $2, $3 depending on the transaction and how big it is. Si XRP wala. Okay, so basically wala. 0.0001 or actually 0.001. Okay, so major institutions like BlackRock and, Deutsche Bank, okay, nag-move forward or being so aggressive with the XRP's endorsement. Okay, so si CBDC platform naman, isa din to sa pinaka number 1 candidate. Okay, si XRP. So sinasabi nila, XRP could be a primary solution. Okay, na live na ngayon. So we just have to integrate it, wait na lang natin. Okay, tapos i-turn on na lang natin switch, then CBDC, boom. CBDC na siya. Something like that. Yun yung parang gusto nila i-explain. So, this is making it a stronger candidate for future global settlements. Okay. So, if you're still in a narrative na ano kaya yung next gem token, guys, wala nga din yung pera. I've been telling you guys since 2004 ng January na ang pera natin ay iikot sa stablecoin. Okay, why? Because yield is powerful. Okay? If hindi nyo kaya sakyan yun at nangangati talaga kayo at hindi nyo kaya maglagay ng malaking pera sa cryptocurrency at maglaro ng yield, okay, you go with DeFi. Sinabi ko yan guys, nasa document din yan na pinamigay ko ng libre pero walang pumatos. Okay, nilibre ko na yan sa inyo. At yung para sa mga Meraki, nagbabayad kayo, hindi nyo pa rin binabasa. So, basahin nyo guys. Balikan nyo yung mga document, yung Gmail nyo, napakadaling bumalik sa Gmail or sa inyong Google Drive. You can always access it. So, ito na may problema kay Hedera. Okay, si Hedera, okay, Hashgraph, okay, sa mga hindi nakakaalam, ito yung strength niya. Okay, interoperable siya. Okay, yan yung isa sa pinaka major problems that needs to be resolved in the market. So, si Ripple is massive adoption, si Hedera is stablecoin dominance. Okay, ang laki ng stablecoin niya guys. Okay, nung sinabing si USDC is going to be regulated, nagmadali sa H-bar. Humawak ng madaming USDC. Okay? At isipin nyo, okay, yung USDC sa loob ng H-bar ay umaabot lamang po ng 2,150. Okay? So, pinapakita lang nito na meron talagang surge of institutional stablecoin interest. Okay? Wag tayong hindi kasi fan ako ng XRP. Wag ganun. Data by data tayo. Dapat backed up by data yung why would you actually really buy one thing. It's not because of hedonic buying. Okay, hedonic buying could be something that you can use for, sabihin natin, for long term. Sabihin natin, is this a long term? Okay, so may hedonic buying ba yung asset ito? But that should be not your primary reason to buy. Like, kasi may institutional adoption. No, nobody cares. Okay, in the end of the day, what really works will stay in the market. And XRP, guaranteed, I tell you, that it works. Hedera works. That's why, okay, there's a massive adoption for Hedera too. Not as much as what XRP has. Yan, big shoutouts kay Ninoy, big shoutouts kay Papa She. Awesome. Ano kaya pinakamataas na maaabot ng XRP ngayong 2025? I already told you guys, kung totoo magbubulran niya yung 2025, which is I'm very highly doubt it. 2026 by March siguro, or sabihin natin January, February, March, yung magiging bullrun talaga. For 2025, sabihin natin mag-bullrun nga ng August, September, October, sabihin natin October, November, December. What happens is it's gonna be $9. Okay, it's just a matter of 1 trillion, and 1 trillion is just like a fraction of the US bonds. Okay, hanggang saan babagsak ang BTC? Bakit babagsak? Wait lang. Tapos na tayo dun sa topic na yun. Pero anyways, yeah, if sabihin natin, sige, umangat muna siya sa 120 or 118, which is the bullish take ng majority market data. Market data na to ha, market data. 118, 118 to 120 could be the potential next move of the market. Then we may enter a 3 bear market cycle. Okay, so during the bear market cycle, we may be able to retrace above 90 to 91 to 90 to 93, which is this is the despair levels na hindi naabot ng market, which we'll be talking about actually on this live. Okay, so just to paspasan na natin tong H-bar natin ha. Meron siya tinatawag na innovation in compliance din. So nabasa ko lang naman. Okay, kung naman? Ayan. So si H-bar, okay, meron kasi siyang tinatawag na supply chain and enterprise focus. Okay, ito yung tinatawag na enterprise solution narrative na walang may pake. Tapos until nagpump si Algorand, nagpump si H-bar, tanong kayo ng tanong sa akin, Sir Osa, paano mo nalaman? Paano mo nagawa yun? Paano mo na-predict na mag-aangat yung pendle? Paano mo na-predict yung because of institutional and enterprise solution. Okay, if you understand where the money wants to go and you speak the language of money, okay, meron nga yung smart money mindset, sabihin natin, hindi concept, mindset. Okay, yung kung meron kang 1 million, saan mo kayo ilalagay yung 1 million mo? Kumbaga, may 1 million to spare ka, saan mo ilalagay yan? Kung may 1 billion ka, saan mo gusto ilagay yon for the future? Something like that. So, real-time low-cost payments, okay, relatively H-bar is much lower. Okay, planning to hold Ondo, Suwi, and XRP. Strong yung Ondo and Suwi. Strong yan. Okay, but I don't think XRP will be able to really make you a millionaire if that will be your perception. Ondo and Suwi has a lot of room in terms of market cap. With XRP probably, but it needs a lot of regulation and there's a lot of scrutiny. There's already the impossibility that XRP goes back to zero or below $1. Yes, definitely within this year, sabihin natin, there's an impossible take na hindi na siya babalik ng $1 pababa. Okay, kasi it will be super mabango para sa institutional or sabihin natin sa retail. Kasi yan nga, ito yung tinatawag na popular assets, okay, na we've been talking about kung bakit ito muna yung magpapump sa market before anything else. Okay, let's go with our next reason kung bakit napaka ng H-bar and bakit siya talagang kaya niyang talunin si XRP naman at the same time. So AI and DeFi growth, dito siya nananalo, okay, which next time na natin pag-uusapan tong mga to. If you want a focus live for H-bar, tadtarin niyo yung natin ngayon, tadtarin niyo yung ating chat ngayon ng H-bar, XRP H-bar content, kasi pinag-versus na natin si XRP and Suwi. Kita naman natin na clearly Suwi has a lot of advantages, but in terms of adoption and of course regulatory clarity, therefore of course XRP, no, marami kasi siyang partners, marami na siyang government signing, marami na siyang stable coins na na-imbak versus Suwi. So yeah, our next topic for today is going to be a little bit hard to understand, which is atong sa ating US Senate. Mabango pa to kasi bagong-bago lang to at kanina lang to nangyari. Okay, wait lang guys Nasaan na nga ba yan? Oh, yan. So, yeah, the US Senate prepares yeah, so US Senate set for Genius stable bill vote with Wednesday Bloomberg. So, yan, i-explain ko lang to sa inyo mabilis, okay? So, sa United States or yung Genius, okay, may meaning kasi yung Genius na yan eh. Genius stable bill. Okay. Uy, nako. Tagpa tayo maano ha. Yan. Bill. Okay, so si US Senate natin is set to vote on the Genius stable bill. Ay, botohan kasi to guys, which will play a significant role in shaping how stable coins are regulated within the US. Why? Okay, so ito muna. pag-usapan natin bakit natin to pinag-uusapan, yun na lang. Okay? Kasi para ihabol ko to kayo, kasi baka naguguluhan kayo, ba't natin to pinag-usapan? Because tulad nga sinabi ko sa inyo, back in 2024, balikan yung mga videos ko. First quarter, I've been trying to tell you guys, stablecoin is going to be the next big thing. And I've been talking about Aave, Nexo, Pendel, Ondo, in this kind of like narrative. Bakit? Kasi because they are harnessing a lot of USDC, USDT, even Tron is crazy about like stable coins. Okay? And si Tron, pwede nyo tignan si Tron, hindi para bilhin si Tron. Si Justin Sun is malikot sa market. When I say malikot sa market is mukhang alam palagi niya kung saan yung narrative, saan yung susunod na narrative. At makatitong taong to. Okay, hindi to natatahimik pag wala siyang clout sa katawan. Gusto niya ng clout. Laging mahilig sa clout tong taong to. Okay, so ang ginagawa niya is gumagawa siya palagi ng ingay sa market. Pero para mapansin siya is sumasakay siya sa mga ganitong news. Kung ano yung magiging next narrative, yun. So, isipin niyo na lang si Sir Oso kung naging sobrang yaman niya. Siguro Justin siya. Napapansin siya. Parang gano'n. So, lahat ng chismis papasukin niya. Tapos gagawa siya ng sarili niyang chismis doon sa loob ng chismis na yon. So this vote comes a USP policy makers. Okay, step up policy makers na mag-step up to create an effort, okay, para makapaggawa pa ng mas malinaw na regulatory or regulations for the digital assets such as USDC, USDT and whatever kung ano man yan. Ang dami ng mga stable or rehypo assets, no? Which is nagiging dangerous. Parang sa meme coin, pag lumalobo yung meme coin, delikado and it's gonna bubble, no? Particularly yung stable coins natin. Okay, nandun na kasi siya sa tinatawag na growing use case or madami nang gumagamit na financial markets, okay? Hindi lang sa cryptocurrency. Because South Korea is also moving forward with its own stable regulation proposals. Sasawsaw na sila ngayon doon sa copy-paste ng Genius. Okay, iba ay copy-paste nila, hindi natin alam. Tapos konting changes, di ba? So these efforts are focused on, providing a clear regulatory or legal framework para sa issuing at pagmamanage ng stable coins. Sobrang linaw nun, guys, ha? Ewan ko kung hindi nyo pa rin nagigets yun. If nandun pa kayo sa mindset na ano kaya yung shit token yun, ano kaya yung alam mo yun, tapos doon ka talaga sa degen move, okay, probably you'll be able to make a lot of money. And I really hope so. Okay, I'm not gonna doubt that. And my best wishes is for you. Okay. So, but if you're looking for like hindi tugma yung gusto mo ng ganito, pero gusto mo ng ganyan, okay, kailangan doon ka lang sa ganito kung ang gusto mo is ganito. Okay, kung gusto mo ng ganyan, dapat doon ka lang sa ganyan. Hindi dapat saliwa-saliwa. Gusto mo ng long-term gains or long-term navigation ng magiging portfolio mo, pero winawaldas mo sa malaki yung potentiality na mauubos yung pera mo. So, something na pag sinasabi nga natin, di ba? When you invest to shit token, you consider your capital to be zero already or mawawala siya to go zero. So, si US, okay, in addition to our topic on this one, medyo maikli lang naman kasi hindi pa siya to hilot na hilot. Kanina lang to ninyo, hinabol ko lang dito sa magiging topic natin for today. Separately, si Donald Trump natin, okay, yung picks niya for Commodity Futures Trading or CFTC has pledged to clarify crypto asset clarifications. And ito na guys, sumasawsaw na siya. Ito yung pinaka main reason ko why I'm bearish. Okay, guys, I will reveal it to you guys. I'm bearish already. Bearish na ako kasi nasawsaw na ulit si Donald Trump at isi-shake niya yung buong cryptocurrency probably for 3 months just like what he did back in February, March, and April. Pagkatapos ng April, biglang nag-boom na ulit yung market, nakaka-recover na. Ganun yung nangyari sa S&P. So we can always just look into the past, learn from the past, and you can reapply what is being resonated. Okay, it resonates, it may not repeat the history itself. Okay, I'm not a hater of Donald Trump. In fact, I admire his works. Okay, and I even read his books. Okay, even Midas Hands, binasa ko din siya. Okay, so this could affect how various digital assets, including stable coins, are categorized and or overseen, or kumbaga now overlooked by US financial regulators. Okay, so how would I explain this one? Okay, itong mangyayaring CFTC leadership, okay, kinumit nila yung sarili nila to bring a clarity for crypto classification. Pero hindi big sabihin noon na it's gonna be positive. Especially if the retail thinks that this is gonna be positive, then you need to turn your back away from this. Okay, hindi ko sinasabing sell all your crypto, panic, etc. blah blah blah. Wala akong sinabing ganon. Okay, you have to really think of your next move. If every single institutions or smart money are in stable coins, what are you doing with your life right now? Okay, because stablecoin basically is stagnant. Okay, hindi yan magdedepeg kung talagang meron yan backup. So ganun ang ginagawa ng sinisafe nila, or itong ginagawa nilang safe haven asset. Okay, na walang gains, walang loss, pero okay, dahil sa sobrang laki ng pera nila, gusto nilang i-safe doon, paglaruan yung yield. Magpa-farm sila. Okay, big shoutouts kay Nina. Thank you for sharing. Okay, what about sa Algo, boss? Kasi isama yun sa Hidden Gem. I've been talking about Algo too. So I'm not gonna talk about it right now. Okay, so dati ko pa yung pinag-usapan, guys. And we made so much money there on the last bull run, where every single one of you guys was doubting na magsi 7x yon, 8x. Pero yung mga nasa Meraki, nakasakay. Okay, so yung mga nagtatanong ano yung Meraki, yun yung paid subscription namin that gives you the high risk, potentially can lose a lot of money, pero could potentially make you money too at the same time. Okay, yun yung mga bagay na hindi ko pwedeng banggitin dito kasi baka makaligaw tayo. Ginagawan ko lang siya ng gatekeep para hindi lahat nakakapasok. Yung parang iniisip nila, hindi, yayaman ako pag nandito ako. Hindi. Actually, maghihirap ka doon sa loob kasi marami kang matututunan, at pag tamad ka magbasa, huwag ka magsasubscribe kasi nagbibigay ako ng mga documents doon. Okay? So, ngayon guys, ito naman. Let's talk about the strategy buys. Okay, extra 10, 40, 1,045. Okay. 1,045. Ano ba ito? Wait lang guys, tingnan ko yung natin. Okay, so 1,045 Bitcoin for, okay, 110 plus million, as total holdings reach 582,000 Bitcoin. Okay, so this is your strategy Bitcoin. Okay, so si MicroStrategy, MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor news to. Okay, ganyan niya lang siya tignan ng retail. Okay, so latest purchases nila, okay, between ng June to June 8 ng 2025. Okay, si MicroStrategy Strat, okay, acquired another 10 or 1,045 Bitcoin. So for me, how I understand this is they already purchased it OTC. Okay, mukha lang tong parang okay, this is news. Okay, ito nga yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. Okay, if a massive institution, big institution that can really capitulate the market will not always say na okay, bibili kami ngayon. Okay, because they already bought. Okay, pag sinabi nila yan, guys, okay, we're buying it right now. Okay, they are still doon, nasa loob pa rin sila na tinatawag na legal framework. Hindi sila nagbibigay ng fake news sa inyo. Why? It's because they buy it OTC. Okay, beforehand naman news to. Okay, kasi si OTC, totoo naman talaga na ibibili na niya yung binigay na pera ni MicroStrategies. But they will be doing a lot of ways in order for them to make money as an OTC company. Sabihin natin, over the counter, diba? So, ang nangyayari, how I understand it is, doon sa scandal ng Wintermute, makikita natin doon na nung nagpump tayo sa, sabihin natin, pagpalagay natin nung August 2024 nag-crash yung market, 'di ba? Nung nagpump tayo noon, guys, okay, Marami nagsasabi na, it's retail kasi ayaw na nila, etc. So, I try to explain to you guys that is manipulation and OTC manipulation, guys. Okay? And it's very clear kasi ang nipis ng volume pero umangat yung market natin. Paano nangyari yun? Diba? I've been trying to explain to you guys the scandals of Wintermute. Okay? And what the kumbaga, itong mga malalaking institutions can really do with their money. Okay, kaya pwede niya sabihin nila, okay, bumili kami sa 69K. Okay, di ba? Pero nakabili na talaga sila sa 54 when everyone doesn't want to buy the 54K. Okay? Tapos magsisell sila at the moment when, okay, there is a slow growth in volume, slow momentum sa price action, di ba? So, that's very common strategy. So, ito na. Pag-usapan natin to. So, meron siya recent acquisitions. Okay? Were funded not by common stock sales, but of course, through a issuance of perpetual preferred stocks na tinatawag. So, si Strike or STRK and Strive, STRF, okay, last week, sales of this stock raised up to 112 million. So, hindi ko alam kung may bagong shit na scam may bagong scam na ginagawa ngayon from Web 2. Tapos, they can participate to Web 3. Okay, I really have to know kasi may chismisan sa loob ng ng alpha channel namin na may bagong ine-exploit na loophole tong mga mayayaman. So, the broader 42 plan, okay, ang aim nito is makapag-raise ng 84 billion. Hindi to sobrang laki, okay, para sa buong crypto. Katiting lang to. Kung 3 digits siguro to around 500 billion, baka maniwala pa ako. Okay? But this is going to be highly focused only for Bitcoin purchases by 2027. Isipin nyo, by 2027, bakit? Ano yun? Okay, pinipredict nyo ba yung bear market sa 2027? I really don't know. Probably. Because oftenly yung mga ganitong claims at yung mga ganitong subliminal announcements, yung parang, hindi na, ang focus natin dito is paniwalain yung retail na bumili na tayo ngayong 110 ulit yung Bitcoin. Pero yung latter news sa pinakababa para hindi sila mas scrutinize is magsasabi din sila dun na nagre-raise din kami ng pera para mas lalong suportahan yung Bitcoin pero sa 2027 pa. Something like that. Okay, so ito na. The corporate Bitcoin adoption trends natin. Okay, gusto ko lang pag-usapan to. Meron tayong 144 companies globally that are now holding Bitcoin in treasury reserves. Guys, malaki yun. Malaki yun. Okay? Pero ito nga yung point. Bakit hindi gumagalaw si Bitcoin? Bakit hindi siya umangat? Bakit? Okay, ito yung sasabihin ko sa inyo, guys. Bakit hindi nagda-dump si Bitcoin kahit dapat nag-dump na siya? Sa sobrang daming bears na nagsasabi, hindi, dapat nag-dump na yan, 30K. Walang nangyari. Bakit? Dapat dating pa lang may sinasabi na sa atin. Okay, dating pa lang. Okay? It's trying to tell us something. Okay, the trenches has been protected. Okay, the 55K, the previous bear market back in 2024, okay, is sheer proof that banking has already entered, and that's the reset of the whole market cycle. Okay, we reset that. Okay, kasi bakit? Anong proof ko? Nag-pump si Bitcoin, nag 100K. Okay. But we didn't even see a lot of major pumps sa market, no? Like I would say, okay, biglang tumalon nga sa memes. I've been explaining this, guys, to you. Inuulit lang natin ulit. Okay? And ngayon, umuulit na naman tayo dun sa cycle na, okay, pag-usapan muna natin XRP, pag-usapan muna natin ADA, Cardano, etc. Why are we in this kind of repetitive cycle? Why are we in this repetitive, obvious shenanigans? Bakit? Okay, di ba yun yung maganda itanong eh? Okay, because we already reset. And if you keep on denying that, then probably you will be one of those few na may iwan, or probably the part of the 80% of the people na hindi talaga makakasakay at hahabol na naman. Okay, hahabol na naman sa crypto pumps. Okay, pero hindi ibig sabihin na sinasabi ko bear market tayo ngayon, guys. Okay, wag nyo akong lalagyan ng salita sa bibig. Hindi porket sinabi ko sa inyo na guys, magkakaroon ng bear market is for you guys to sell. Okay, it is more like focus on finding where the money is trying to get into, and we will be talking about that at the last part of this video, which is what could be the next narrative. Okay, and it's very simple. Okay, tatawanan niyo ako, guys, pero the whole market is getting desperate. Yun na lang sabihin ko sa inyo. Okay, they are getting desperate. They want the market to really pump already. They want to get the new liquidity. Okay, in order to steal this liquidity and drive this liquidity into the pockets of the elites, the people, the banks, okay, and the institution. Okay, so ngayon dito papasok yung institutional momentum na sinasabi natin. Okay, let's talk about BlackRock. Okay, nandito na pala tayo kanina pa. So ito yung sinasabi ko, the rapid growth ni itong nangyayari sa BlackRock, etc. Di ba bumili nga siya? Diba, BlackRock already was able to secure a 70 billion in asset under management, or AUM. Okay, which becomes the fastest ETF in record history. Okay, like bro, of course, bumili ka ba naman ng Bitcoin? Okay, accessibility to sa lahat, diba? So I don't get it, boy. Why are we giving the credit to BlackRock? Let's not be that stupid, guys. Okay, sorry sa word. Okay, let's not be that dumb. Okay, wag natin masyado i-praise yung BlackRock na nag-fund ng mga maraming wars, has spilled a lot of blood in different countries, has even tried to ruin our childhood sa mapa-cartoons or iba't ibang subliminal operations, and you know, they've been funding a lot of not so good in this world, guys. Okay, but let's talk about cryptocurrency. Okay, so the market landscape impact ng BlackRock. Okay, so Bitcoin is now regarded as a major player and a bellwether for mainstream crypto adoption. Kumbaga sa kanila nakatutok na yung Bitcoin ETF. Okay, so kaya may mga malalaking influencers or hedge fund managers are converting their Bitcoin, or fractions of their Bitcoin. Sabihin natin may 100% Bitcoin ka, 20% of their Bitcoin are converted into Bitcoin ETF. That is very saddening. Okay, pero sinasabi nila, hindi, Bitcoin maximalist ako, etc. No, there are money maximalists. Hindi sila Bitcoin maximalists. Okay, they protect their assets, they protect their profits, they protect their capital, no? So the ETF's success, okay, illustrates a new paradigm shift, okay, sa wider perspective, okay, on how the investors perceive and allocate digital assets. Speaking of digital assets, the question is, are we in a narrative where are we trying to repeat the narratives before? Okay, hindi natin alam. What's your guess, guys? Mag-like and share, subscribe kayo. Ano yung next narrative natin na nangyari na dati? Okay, kung nakita niyo yung thumbnail ko, di ba nakalagay doon? Obviously, di ba? AI. Oh, babalik yung AI. Boring yung AI, babalik yan. Maniwala kayo saan, guys. Okay, ito din yung sinabi ko sa inyo before. Nung back in 2022 to 2023, walang may interesado sa AI. Nagpump na kasi si Agix, walang nakasakay. Sinabi ko sa inyo, guys, yung Agix 2022 December hanggang first quarter ng 2023 magpapump yung Agix. Why? It's because of its presence. Okay, kumbaga ngayon, i-convert niyo yung salita ng presence is mindshare. Okay, malaki yung mindshare niya. Okay, malaki yung mindshare niya sa market, or lagi siyang pinag-uusapan. Ganun ko na lang sasabihin sa inyo. Okay, let's talk about Shiba Inu. Before we proceed to our narrative, mabilis lang to, guys. Okay, so Shiba Inu, okay, remains in a very clear downtrend, guys. Okay, ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na, oh, okay, Sir Oso, magaling ka sa paghahanap ng downtrend and uptrend. When is the best time to really buy Shiba Inu? Okay. Relatively, pag nasa downtrend tayo, guys, that could be, okay, a potential signal of near bottom. Okay, pag yan, yung mga ganyang news na, we are downtrend, we are blah, 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 etc. We have this clear divergences, no? Yung pera natin is like trying to really talk to us. Okay, sinasabi niya sa atin na, okay, we're trying to recover. When the money supply, when the pure action ng volume natin nandito lang sa baba, we're getting a lot of signals na talagang, oh, we should be buying this already. Let's buy it. Okay, if you really are into Shiba Inu, Shiba token, sabi natin, okay, SHIB token, di ba? Then, what stops you from doing so? Okay. So, ngayon, but also, I want to really get into the best price, di ba? So, mahirap kasi yung pag sinasabi mo, best price. Ano nga ba talaga yung best price? Mahirap talaga hanapin yun, guys. Okay, nag-886 na tayo. Okay, the potentiality na maging higher low to hanggang sa mabasag natin itong 0.0002, hahabol na naman kayo pag pumasok yung market natin dito sa mga previous high. Tapos ang magiging sundot na lang natin dyan is baka hanggang dito na lang na miss out nyo yung pinakatotoong profit. Okay, so sabihin natin dito kayo na dapat nakabili sa 886 level ng Fibonacci natin. Okay, hindi naman sobrang taas niyan, pero it could be significant pag pinag-usapan pa natin is long term. The potential, sabihin natin, is to reach at least this level, which is the previous high. Okay, times 6 pa din. Okay, so guys, okay, nung nandito tayo, okay, back in 2023, June, I've been trying to keep on like letting you guys know. Okay, and Shiba Inu Pepe is one of our best shit token back in 2023. Okay, then pinasaringan ko kayo ng iba pang mga shit tokens na talagang nagwo-work, okay, at magwo-work. So Pepe, Shiba Inu, di ba? Ano pa ba yan? Marami pa akong shit token na sinabi sa inyo na nag-really work eh. Okay, pero yung sikat na sikat lang talaga. Okay, so ngayon, let's go with our ano ba? Yung trading and volume analysis natin. Okay, so yung volume surge na nangyari sa Shiba Inu, okay, yung volume spike natin kasi nagkaroon tayo ng 78%. Okay, kumbaga merong 14 point or at least 15 billion yata yung sinabi sa news, 15 billion tokens, indicating that moments of bullish momentum and potential short-term upside pwedeng mangyari. Pero in terms of moving averages kasi, ito yung problema sa mga moving averages. In every time that we try to, you know, like sundutin yung price rejections or yung price level na may dapat mare-reject tayo, okay, tapos nagiging matagal yung nagiging dump natin, sabihin natin, tapos magiging ganito, tapos biglang ganito, okay, ganyan. Pag ganyan na yung nangyari is nagtatagal pa rin doon sa price na to, okay, yung next natin dump, okay, which is baka ito yung mga next coming hanggang August, hindi ko alam, June, July, August, malulugmok tayo dito, okay. Yung market natin, meron tayong tinatawag na sakit sa market na ipupush natin magkaroon ng interest yung buong market. Ewan ko kung gaano sila kagaling gawin yun, pero nangyayari yan ginagawa nila yun. So ang anong mga narrative yon. So isa dito is meme coin, di ba? Pero hindi pa pwedeng magpapampang isang walang kakwentang-kwentang meme coin versus doon sa actual meme coin na talagang dapat nagpa-pump. So katulad nito, sabihin natin, Megaphone na to, hindi pa rin nag-pump, 'di ba? Megaphone na 'yan, no? Hindi siya nag-pump. Kino-confirm niya tuloy ngayon yung previous trend line. Pag tayo umangat diyan, okay, that's gonna be bull run for Pepe. Okay? Pero wala na kasi tayo sa Pepe. Okay? Kasi bakit? Meron tayong petition na nangyari sa Pepe. Okay? Ano yun? Yun yung Pepe Coin. Okay? May tinatawag tayong OG Pepe Coin na ginawa noong 2016 versus na itong Pepe Coin dito. Okay? We just have to really be careful. Guys, meron tayong 37 viewers. Walang nagla-like. Please magla-like, like, share, and subscribe. Okay? How much po kung sumali sa Lods sa Meraki? Punta kayo doon sa description down below. Hindi ko sasabihin sa inyo, guys. Kasi kung totoong interested kayo, aalamin nyo. Okay? So, yeah. Okay. So, ngayon, ito na yung sinasabi ko, guys. Okay? Let's go with our next news. Si Tron and Sui. Okay. Meron tayo sa tinatawag na Kitron muna tayo. Milestone. Okay. Kumbaga, meron tayong, ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na alam lagi ni Tron, alam ni Justin Sun kung saan pupunta yung pera because marami siyang network, marami siyang chismis, marami siyang alam niya. Pero hindi ibig sabihin na we should be buying Tron, guys. Okay, it's really up to you guys if where you want to put your money. Okay, the Tron stablecoin supply neared at least a record high, okay, of 80 billion in June 2025, which is June first week. Okay, driven by explosive demand from Tether, which is USDT. Sinusuportahan ni Tron si USDT so much, and bakit niya gagawin yon is because popular po ang stablecoins. Stablecoins is under regulatory ito lang yung may regulatory na scrutiny and regulatory a lot of changes, pero hindi bumabagsak. Why? It's because it's stablecoin. Okay? Kaya gusto to ng mayayaman. Okay? Kasi dito nila maipapark yung pera nila while waiting for the real big thing, which is the real asset, which is the CBDC, or probably the people's money, which is the Bitcoin. Either probably it's the Ethereum, or probably XRP, or ADA Cardano, or sabihin natin money laundering. Hindi ko sabihin na na talagang yun talagang use case, pero you can use it for that cause. Sabihin natin is XMR, diba? Pwede ka maghugas ng pera dun diba? So yun yung sinasabi ko, guys. Okay, so let's talk about network activity. Okay, so si Tron, okay, nagkaroon siya ng 8 million daily transactions. Okay, the question is ilan yung user nun? Kung may 8 million daily transactions siya, ilan yung overall millions at total users niya? Kasi mamaya bots lang yun. Actually, probably it's bots kasi wala siyang ginagawang solution si Tron to resolve this problem. So 310 million lang naman. 310 million total users na biglang bumulwak because of the news of Tron supporting USDT and them having a record high of $80 billion in stablecoins. Okay, so si Sui, okay, ito yung news si Sui. Nako, delikado to, guys. Okay, sabi nila up na ulit yung may nangyari sa Cetus, diba? Okay, si Sir Oso, diba, binigay mo yung gem na yan, yung Cetus, kaya naka 10x kami dyan. Yes, oo. Pati yung sa Sui, binigay ko sa inyo yung Sui, sobrang aga, guys. Nasa bagsakan to. Okay, bago talaga ito nag-pump si Zoe at si Cetus, binibigay ko na to sa inyo at ginawan ko pa to ng recorded video, hindi sa live, para talagang malaman nyo na sobrang convicted ako sa potential na gustong gawin ni Cetus, ni Suiland, ni Suipad at ni Zoe. Actually, apat yon, the four horsemen na tawag ko. Until okay, may nangyari sa Suiland, may nangyari sa Cetus, okay, and FUD went all over the place. Okay, nagkaroon ng PTSD ulit sa iba't ibang mga protocols. Okay? Kasi nagiging parang excuse na lang palagi, na-hack, blah blah blah, etc. Lalo na pag may bear market. Nagsuffer lang naman sila ng 223 million exploit netong May. Okay? Temporarily in-impair or impairing the whole network TVL or yung total volume lock. Okay? And yung confidence ng mga buyers, okay, to accumulate more Cetus, okay, including Sui. Kasi Sui, hawak niya si Cetus, hawak niya si Sui, hawak niya si ganito, etc. Parang ganun yung nagiging situation, kumbaga. So, ito na nga. So, ang sinasabi ni Sui is nabalik na yung pera, etc. So, wala akong paki doon. Okay, kasi may dungis na yung Cetus eh. So, dungis yun ng Cetus, hindi ni Sui, definitely. Pero yung initiatives na tulungan ni Sui Foundation, yung nangyari sa Cetus, okay, it's a good take. Pero para sa mga maalam at may alam at gustong gawin tong thing na to, talagang i-make sure talaga na tama yung magiging investments, wala kayong nakitang nagpapaloko ulit twice kung totoong marunong ka. Katulad ni FTT, rebranding to Sony. Marunong ba nagpapaloko? Diba? Na marunong at may alam talaga. Diba hindi? Diba? So, something like that. That's how I really see it. Okay, hindi man si Sui, pero Sui trying to really still meddle and try to fix the problem of Cetus is not really a wise move. Okay? Hindi siya magandang PR. Kumbaga, ganun ko siya tingnan. Okay? So, kahit magalit ka dyan, wala akong pake. Kung idol mo yung yung Sui, wala akong magagawa. Okay? Yun yung problema pag idol mo mga tokens. Instead, idolin mo si Papa Jesus. Diba? So, hindi ka makapag-isip ng tama. And you really, ito yung isa sa mga bagay na natutunan ko recently. You have to really deny your thoughts. If you cannot deny your thoughts, then you will have these wrong decisions. Always, most of the time. And it may be correct today, but it will always fool you at the middle part and the last part. Okay? Especially pag yumayabang ka at lumalaki yung ulo mo. Oh, tama ko. At least tama ko. No, it doesn't work like that. Okay, so ngayon guys, ito, i-reveal ko sa inyo. Yung narrative na sinasabi ko sa inyo is AI agents. Okay, definitely, yes, of course, magpapump yung AI agents. Pero, okay, what's the other asset na sinasabi mo na talaga magpapump ulit? Gaming, guys. Okay. Gaming is gonna be one thing that will be coming back super hard in this market. Okay, so tama ko sinong pwede niyong dalawin na marunong sa gaming na talagang consistent. Okay, puntahan niyo si Mike Tamago, guys. Tapos mag-comment kayo sa mga videos niya ng awesome para alam niya na pinadala ko kayo, guys. Okay? Wait lang, tumatawag niya sa ako. Yun lang guys, sagutin ko lang to. Okay, so yun nga, tulad nga sinabi ko sa inyo. Okay? Gaming is going to go back. Okay, for some reason, and for the hype, okay, to really force or enforce the hype in order for them to really drive the liquidity, you have to really be careful, guys. Kahit yung PVU bumabalik ngayon. Okay, so yung tinatawag na Plants versus Ronke. Okay, be careful on that one. Okay, wag na tayong magtanga-tangahan, guys. Sorry sa word. Okay, wag na tayong magpaloko ulit. Okay, nanggaling na tayo dyan. Wag na tayong umulit. Okay, hindi na siya dapat inuulit. Okay, ang gawin nyo is bili token, pabilisan ng exit yan. Okay, babawan nyo yung sarili nyo. Wag yung masyadong taasan yung nyo na hindi dapat mag 100x or mag 50x. Hindi. Okay, there's always a lot of tokens inside the market. Okay, you're in cryptocurrency. Okay, yung $10 nyo, wag nyo i-expect na mag 1 million yan. Okay, so yung in-expect nyo na mag 1 million is sabihin nyo na lang na 1 in a million chance yon. Okay, so yung $10 nyo, isipin nyo na mag $100 yon. Mas malaki yung chances na versus sa 1 million kasi 1 in 100 na lang siya. Okay, so sabihin natin, kahit mag $50 to, exit ko na to. Gagamitin ko yung $50 sa susunod na pwedeng maging potential. Lalo na pag easy mode yung market. Pag sinabi natin easy mode is lahat na lang ng hawakan mo nagiging ginto. Okay? Until, okay, naarawan siya. Okay? Ibig sabihin yung sinasabi natin na nadali na tayo ng bear market. Okay? At paniwala ka na katulad ni Sir Oso na hindi pa yan, etc. Hindi pa yan, hold ko na lang to. Pero dun sa Meraki sinabihan ko sila. Okay, it's either pag bumagsak tayo sa 94k, it's up to you guys. If you wanna go with me and crush with me, then let's hold hands. Let's go together. Pero if you don't want that, then exit the market already. Diba? Pag bumagsak pa ng 94k, yun yung sinabi ko. even with the live videos, okay? Pero ako, sabi ko, I will hold the trenches. I will hold this line because I was able to really enter the market at the level of 55. I just didn't expect that the whole alts will be that kind of violent. Okay? I was really hoping na magkakaroon tayo ng slow dump in order for me to really navigate where the market is going to try to retest or at least give chance to exit the market, something like that. Okay, so yan, UV11B, big shoutouts kay Marvin Estudillo, isa sa mga dating Meraki members yan. Okay, so yun lang guys, wala na ako i-reveal sa inyo. Kung gusto nyo pa na maraming ganitong contents guys, mag-like, share, subscribe. Okay, i-upload ko to bilang recorded video para mas makarating to sa mga tao, okay? So, yun lang guys. Thank you so much sa mga nanood. And of course, big shoutout sa fiancé ko at sa mga patuloy na sumusuporta sa House of the Chismoso. And again, guys, chismis lang ang lahat ng yun. Kailangan nyo pa rin aralin, planuhin at kilusan. Nang sa gayon, ang lahat ng to ay ating makamtan. At syempre, type nyo na lang guys. And commercial na tayo. Have a great night and God be the glory. Sabi nga pala, chismoso ng crypto since 2017 bull run and have been documenting my journey since 2021 at may bagong mission na gawing 100k ang 10k ng may buong puso at kadwa.